Me? Of course.
In and out.
In and out sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm a bad eater, bro.
Man, episode 17. You're going to make the Wall of Fame, by the way.
Oh.
We got to update that. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Baseball 4 Podcast, episode 17 here. Can't believe there's 17 episodes now.
Honestly.
Right? Gus Rico here, Braves Baseball Academy. To my left, co-host Andy Lira.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how you guys doing?
Sorry, everyone. Lira has Nate.
How you guys doing? Right? Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, episode 17 is kind of. I was shocked that we said 17 because it's been a ride. So glad to be back. I know we're gonna go over some things in a little bit, and then we'll introduce our guests right after that.
Cool. Sounds good. Let's get to it here. Well, I'm gonna start with some shout outs right away. I'm gonna get my shout outs out the way.
Please do.
All right. Shout out to the wife and kids out there. Okay. I know my kiddos are at school. They better be. Wifey's at an appointment. All right. So shout out to them. Shout out to my dad, by the way. I haven't shout out my dad. He's a legend by taking my kids to school. Shout out to you, Dad. Love you. Our players and coaches, Braves parents, you guys are the best. And it's Kobe month. It's about to end, but it's definitely Kobe month. We can't forget about that. And congrats to Florida Little League. They won the Little League World Series, Lyra. Okay. We had Hawaii and we were wrong.
I know.
Okay. But now I know why Florida won it. Okay. And we'll get into that later.
Of course.
But yes, back to school, everyone. Kiddos, welcome back to school. Get it done. My brother keeping the street safe out there. Shout out to you, bro. All right. And Lyra, congratulations on your new promotion.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Braves updates. Our last day with Tori is tomorrow for conditioning. Thank you, Tori, for that. She killed our boys, which is great. We'll get into that right now. Can't wait. Next Tuesday, I know we have Labor Day weekend coming up. Next Tuesday, we're back at practice, parents, with our regular calendar. Okay, and those have gone out, or if they haven't gone out, those will go out later on today on SportsU. Rosters have been set. Thank you guys for being patient. And two more things. We are running Friday night clinics starting next month. Those are getting pretty filled up here with our Braves coaches. So if you are interested in signing up, let us know. I'll promote it on Instagram and go from there. Cool. Lyra, the stage is yours.
Alrighty, yeah. Thank you again for the promotion. Appreciate it. A lot of responsibilities on my shoulders now, but we enjoy it.
I don't think you're ready, but go ahead.
But I'm we'll to be find out, right? To be determined. No, thank you again for that. Thank you guys again for joining in on the 17th episode of our podcast. It's been a journey, but a good one. And we stay consistent, so it's always great. But yeah, keep out lookout for those calendars. And then also we have a person here that's been working on Boys Out really hard. And shout out to the boys that have been showing up consistently.
Yes.
Being there to be able to go and get trained by our guest here, Tori. She's doing our strength and conditioning for the Braves Baseball Academy. So I'll let her say more and introduce herself even more. But a pleasure having you on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I was so flattered. I'm like, oh my gosh, they want me to be on here. What do I talk about? And I told Gus there's one stipulation. I'm like, I am not talking about baseball because I don't know a damn thing.
Darn it. Show's over.
Oh, man.
Wrap it up. That's it.
Wrap it up. That's it.
No, I'm just kidding. But really, I don't know a whole lot about baseball. But I know a lot about strength and conditioning, and that's my jam. So
I'm glad we're here.
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, tell us more about it. Tell us your, I believe it's Hardcore Fitness. Tell us about that. Tell us how you started, your journey between all that to now.
Yeah, so I started Hardcore Fitness in Northridge, so it's over on Corbin and Nordhoff. And I actually opened that gym when I was 21. So I I wanted to go into school for nursing. So I was a member at the original Hardcore Fitness location, which is in Santa Clarita. I loved it. I got my parents to come. Like, this is the best thing ever. And I've always loved training and whatnot. But I felt like weightlifting gave me another kind of like shot at being an athlete. And that's what I like to give back my clients is a lot of them, they've been athletes. They've been football players, baseball players, track athletes. And you guys know, you go through college, you go through, once you hit the end of your kind of athletic career, you know, then what? Then what happens? You get busy with work, you get busy with life and all sorts of things. So I felt like when I joined that gym, I'm like, I feel like an athlete again. Like, I feel like I can, you know, do things, I can perform. I'm challenging myself in those different ways. So I loved it. I started training with them, so I got all of my training certifications and whatnot. And so long story short, my dad, not my mom, my dad always wanted to like start a family business. And like even when I was probably like 14 or like 13, he's looking into like these random franchises, like we should open a smoothie shop. And like all like when Jamba Juice came on the scene, he's like, we need to get into one of these Jamba Juices. And my mom's
Smart
like,
man.
I'm not running a damn Jamba Juice. So my dad had a really busy job. He's retired now, but he was always on the go, traveling, blah, blah, blah. So my mom's like, it's gonna be me at the damn smoothie shop. Like, no. So that dream for him kind of fizzled out. And then I really loved what I was doing training. They were there too. And then I was like, hey, what if we opened a gym in the Valley? Because we had so many clients that were driving from the Valley, like all the way up to Santa Clarita in traffic on the 14 just to train, you know, because there was nothing like it. And there was nothing that really created that community for people. Right. So we're like, you know, this is something. So it was kind of like a long shot, like, yeah, that's gonna be so cool. I never thought it would happen, and it scared the shit out of me because I was like 20 years old. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But we went and looked at locations and places, and a lot of ones didn't work out. So I'm like, oh, okay. But, you know, the one that we found worked out extremely well, and it's been awesome for us. We've expanded 3 times over the past, it's almost going on 9 years. So we got about a 10,000 square foot facility now. We started with just like a little tiny, like just a couple weights, and most people were using the little 5-pound, 10-pound dumbbells. But it's been really cool because over the years, our clients have really kind of leveled up too. You know, we started with mostly people that were really green to fitness, and now our clients, I have a lot of clients. I have about, not a lot of clients in general, but I do have clients in general. I'm going off. But I have a lot of clients that have been with me since we opened the doors. I have about a group of 50 of them that I call my founding members. Like, they've been there
loyal ones.
Since day one and never left, you know?
Nice.
So it's just that environment that it brings for people. So yeah, that's what I do. We'd focus on like strength and conditioning, obviously. Our main premise is weight training. So a lot of kind of class-based gyms are more conditioning, or it's like, okay, kettlebell swing, dumbbell curl. It's a lot of very kind of, I don't want to like put things down, but kind of like a basic level. But I'm training people like, if you were going to enter like a fitness competition, like this is how we're going to train. You know, these are the rep schemes and the methods that you utilize for training like a high level athlete. And
let me take something like coffee real quick.
But so Hardcore Fitness is it like just class based? Like you go in there like certain hours you work out, or is there like a membership that you can get as well?
It's membership based. So we have like a 3-month, 6-month, 1-year commitment, and mostly because if you want results out of something, which if you're coming to me, I'm assuming, you know, you're looking for some sort of results. Coming one time, like, it's not going to do it. Like showing up for baseball practice one day of the month, don't waste my time. Like, you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to do anything.
That ain't going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. It just doesn't work.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
All right. And that's why I was big on, like, obviously familiar faces. There's a lot of new faces with the program, with the Braves. We actually grew ourselves. You know, we're at 200 and something kids now. And, you know, seeing the same faces Tuesday and Thursday, to me, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Your parents and yourself are really serious about this, and that's what I love. Because, I mean, you know, conditioning for an hour in August.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
98 degrees out there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone. But yeah.
Yeah. I've been super impressed with the grit of these kids, you know?
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, oh, man, like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to expect, but I'm going to bring what I bring, you know? I'm not going to take it nice on them.
Yeah.
And they level up. They get after it. They're like, okay, let's go. We got it.
They did 10 burpees after the station yesterday.
They did
I was
60
new.
burpees yesterday.
I was like,
plus the burpees that were already in the workout.
You know what? I'm going to put the bases in.
I know Coach Lou was like, let's
I walked away. I was like, I'm good.
Coach Lou was like, let's do it, Lyra. I'm like, no, I'm good,
Do
bro.
what?
Like, yeah, I'm not doing no burpees. I worked out in the morning. I'll be fine, bro. He was doing this burpee with the kids, though. I give him
Did
that.
he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He
Look
was
at
definitely
him.
was doing
Coach
it.
Lou out there for doing burpees, man.
Honestly, yeah,
But
I was
yeah,
gonna be
man,
the one.
that's it's going great. Thank you for that. Our boys are definitely getting after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as they always say, right, consistency is key. That's why it's the more you see the kids out there be consistent, you know, eventually it's gonna pay off. And also it gets them ready, you know, like in high school you're gonna have your strength and conditioning coach, and then you have to go practice, and then you have to go do these things. So it's preparing them for the next level. Even though some parents or some people look at it like, but why? They're kids, like they don't need that. And it's like, well, eventually they're gonna have to go through it. So why not get them started?
I think
right now?
arguably they need it more now than any point of their life. Like I always tell my friends when they have kids, I'm like, put them in gymnastics right now, because gymnastics essentially is strength and conditioning. You don't do any tricks until you get that strength and get that endurance down.
Yeah.
So the whole time it's strength workouts, conditioning, it's mobility, you know?
Yeah.
And that stuff makes a bulletproof child, you know? That being able to get hurt, being able to fall, being able to have these like fast ranges of motion, they're good, you know?
Yeah.
How do most kids get hurt in baseball? I don't know. I don't know about baseball.
Well, usually, yeah, it's fast twitch motions that they try to do. Like if you're trying to field the ball and trying to go to your right or left, you have to be stationary to go. A lot of kids, usually it's shoulder problems, arm problems, elbow problems, hammies.
Yeah, like
You know?
when I'm out there, I'm like yelling at them, like reminding them, like, "Hey, good first step before it's pitched. You know, just good first step." And that way, it's like, oh, you know, whatever it is. If you're in the outfield and you know some drills that they're doing out there, they're gonna carry on over to next month. I guarantee you. You know what I mean? And they're gonna like probably talk about it, like, "Hey, remember we did that drill?" Because they're doing different drills out there. You know, different activity, exercises, I should say. And I love that because it's not the same thing every Tuesday or Thursday, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It
that's
has
what I'm
to
saying.
be.
Yeah,
Exercise gets boring, you know? Half of my job is like, how do I entertain my clients? How do I make them?
Does it?
It does.
Hold on a second.
you know,
I don't know.
You know, if I gave you like a workout and said, here, do this all month, you're gonna do it for a couple days and you're like, you know,
Yeah,
it gets
no
repetitive.
doubt.
You gotta
No
be
doubt.
entertained. It's gotta be different. It's gotta be fun.
Can't wait for tomorrow.
I'm really excited
yeah.
for
We got
tomorrow.
something in store
Tomorrow.
for these boys.
oh, do we?
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll be excited too. You know.
So, Gabe called Coach Sam. Right. They know each other from childhood, right? And then and then Gabe called. I don't know how it went down, right? But Sammy and Gabe linked up, and then they reached out to you. How did that come about? Like, go ahead.
Yeah, so Gabe came to me, and you know what? It's kind of all aligned because we've been really wanting to kind of break into the young athlete, and even not even young athlete, but just like young person phase, you know? And we had a little program that we did kind of right when school was ending for a couple months. That was like our youth program, and we essentially first wanted to split it into athletes and kids that just need to move, because so many parents would come to me and be like, hey, either my kid's an athlete and, you know, I know a lot of these things would help them. I think they need to get stronger. I think they need stronger legs. I think they need stronger core. And B, parents would come to me and be like, my kid doesn't want to do a damn thing, but they see me here and they see my videos at the gym and they think that's cool, you know? So we put together a little program for that. So we kind of had our feet wet in the youth space, and we're kind of trying to find ways of like, how do we, you know, branch out? How do we make this bigger? So we had our little youth class that was on pause. Kids were on summer, blah, blah, blah. And then, beginning of August, I guess, Gabe and Sammy talked. And Gabe came to me, and Gabe's awesome. You guys met him yesterday, but he's very like, okay, so, this
is what I got. I was so mad when we put those red cones down. I was like, oh, that's my job. Go ahead. And then I see the straight line. I was like, oh, damn. I wasn't going to do that.
This is like an inside joke because I can't make a straight line to save my life. In anything, you give me a paper, cut like a T-shirt. No, so like the first couple sessions, I was putting the cones down for the kids.
Like this.
And Sammy would come and Lira would come and be like, what the hell is this? I'm like, it's a line. It's not. So I got fired from cone duty pretty fast at my start with the Braves. So Gus has been the red cone guy.
Yeah,
so.
And then Gabe showed up.
He's been doing all right.
Man, Gabe, all right.
No wonder the cones haven't been straight, huh? Because you've been doing it, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm saying. You got to take some blame.
Yeah. So then you came, or
Gabe told me, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that sounds great. And he's like, oh, yeah, they like, I don't know when they need starting. I don't know. And so he didn't explain much about, he knew it was like a baseball program.
Right.
And like I said, I don't know anything about baseball, so I didn't know much about you guys. So
Were
I'm
you
like,
nervous?
No.
Yeah, you were.
I wasn't nervous.
You sounded nervous when we got on the phone call. I was like, I don't know, Sammy. I don't know. I'm about to fire her before she gets hired.
Well, so I called you and like not really knowing what you guys are looking for and like how many kids, what's the setup, what have you done in the past that work. And so Gus is on the phone. He's like, so I'm like, hi, I'm Tori from Hardcore Fitness Northridge. I was told to give you a call. He's like, all right, cool. What you got? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what you do.
That was me. Sounds like me, Lira?
Yeah, well, no, definitely.
Yeah,
it was,
what you got?
But that's
what
what, like,
cool.
yeah, because usually,
like, what do you got?
Usually it was just like,
So
all right,
bad.
we're strength and conditioning, so we kind of look to you, or
like literally
people like you guys, like, hey, what were we supposed to do?
Like, what are we supposed to do here?
Yeah, and then we thinking to ourselves, we're like, damn, are we supposed to come up with something? We're like, all right, well, you remember what you did back in high school? Because I remember what I did in college, but this ain't it.
I haven't run sprints.
I was like, we could do lateral movement, but then we're gonna do a lot of weights, because that's all I remember doing in high school and college.
We even talked about like, oh, we can do it ourselves, and we're like, wait a minute, we don't have any equipment.
Yeah, we were like, well,
I was like, no.
Yeah, no.
And then we got on the phone call, and it was like, what you got? Well, what you got? I got a lot of kids out there. Good luck.
No, but I mean, like, so it seemed like you got prepared in a couple of days. Like, we'll give you that. It wasn't like when you had like
She called me on a Wednesday.
I showed up on Thursday.
And then I tried to
convince
her. I tried to convince her to come the following Tuesday. I was like, you want to just do a walkthrough before you start? She's like, no, I'm ready. I was like, oh, got it. Like, that first phone call was way different than the second phone call. I was like, all right, she sounds confident. Let's go. Thursday it is.
No, that's dope though, because it's like, even like showing like her, she was like, when you kind of talk to somebody that's like motivated to really get out there and go work, it kind of gets you like, oh damn, all right, like I guess let's go then, like, and figure it out, and then but the walk through everything. So when you go out there, I know we told you we had a lot of kids, but I know we had a little moment where it was like, wait, more kids are showing up. Wait, more kids are showing up.
Like, we were already stretching, and I was like, more kids. I was like,
there was like, I forget what day it was, but it was a very specific practice, and I literally felt like they were like multiplying out of an anthill. I'm like, where are they coming from?
So when you saw that, how did you feel? You were like, okay, whoa, like this is intense. Like, this is the first time this has happened. Like, how did that make you feel when you saw 150 plus kids out there at once?
I think I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I'll have a spot. I hope we can, because when I'm training anyone, kids, whatever, like, everyone has to be doing something, especially if it's conditioning. Because conditioning, and I know a lot of programs do things like, okay, you do your little drill, and then you're going to stand in line. Right. And you're going to stand in line for 5 minutes. It's like, no, that's not conditioning. That's not building your endurance in any universe. So my thing is like, I want you moving. I want one to the next to the next. That's how we kind of set up the workouts, like ABC, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. If you're standing, like, you're not doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Get to the next one. So I was mainly concerned of like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to see anyone standing around, So we kind of figured it out after that, the next one of like, okay, we definitely have more bigger kids. We don't have as many little kids, so let's shift this station. Let's do this. Yeah. Let's divide them right in the center so they know, like, don't cross this line. So.
Yeah, because the first one was the first one was good. The first one was good.
Yeah, because she led the whole thing in a circle.
And then
and the second one was like
the second time we did stations.
More,
Yeah, I'm like, okay, they need more space. They need more definition. We assign the coaches to them. I'm like, they need someone that like literally like, okay, you guys here. So.
Hey, shout out to our coaching staff.
They've been amazing.
They've been amazing.
Yeah.
I really love working with them. They're so fun.
Shout out to them. They've been doing a great job.
Yeah, no, they've been out there, doing like paying attention and again getting the workouts done and shit. Some of them has been doing it with them too sometimes. So we'll give them credit. It's just at the end of the day, you try to push the coach's job is to try to push the kids to keep going. And I think not one kid is quit or gone or like I can't do this. If anything, they took on the challenge to go and actually do them and do the ABCs. And I think that's the first time I ever done that because it's like you go to college, you do high school, you do circuits, but it's like you can kind of rest for a little bit, or maybe we didn't really rest much, but it wasn't in the ABC order. But I think ABC honestly helped us and the kids because it's like it simplified it, dude. It was
more,
just like,
me, it's more like AB.
Yeah, like
water break, Tori. It's like no, we're on station 2 after 3. I'm like, oh, all right, boys.
Structure.
Yeah, and then you added the burpees to it. All the kids were like, "Well, ain't no way, bro. We don't even have 10 seconds to rest no more." It was just But no, like the way you over the weeks have been creative with it and just kept them to where they're constantly doing something has gave, especially the coaches to always sit there and pay attention to, and the kids to actually keep doing it. And a lot of the kids that took on the challenge and started enjoying it overall to be like, yo, like I know a couple kids came up to us and like, oh, I never done this before. But this is actually fun. Like, this is cool. Like, I like that. I get to work out and feel like I'm strong. And so a lot of kids is kind of started enjoying the experience of it, which is, I guess, at the end of the day, it's always a good thing.
I have a 16-year-old and a 12-year-old that play sports. Mm-hmm. And, we get stuck on like, oh, you don't need it for what? You don't need it for what? Like, you know what I mean? I've been that dad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I've been that dad that's like, just go to the cages and go hit. But we forget about the conditioning part of it. Or, my son growing up, he was a catcher, and it's like he caught 3 to 4 games for the weekend. And I never thought about the recovering or like the preparation to do that. You know what I mean? Like, man, I mean, thank God he turned out all right, but
yeah.
Well, you got another one, so.
I got another one. I got a 12-year-old playing tackle football. I'm like,
oh my God.
He's killing it over there. I'll tell you that. The videos you sent me, I said, oh my God.
I love it. I don't know anything about football, and I just get to sit at practice, and no one knows me. Like, maybe 1 or 2 parents. I just sit there and.
Just be dad.
My therapy, I call it. I call my brother. I was like, "Hey, I'm going to therapy." He's like, "Where are you going?" I go, "Aiden's practice."
That's cool.
I mean, what do you got on that, Tori? Like, as far as like the nutrition part of it for an athlete, it doesn't have to be necessarily a baseball player, but like kids that play sports,
Yeah, no, I think that's a huge thing, and a huge thing that's really overlooked, in a lot of aspects. And I think parents really think like, because when you're young, like that's the thing. We all talk about it all the time. Like, oh yeah, when I was 20, I could crush a pizza and blah 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 and ice cream, and then lose 10 pounds the next day and, be at the beach. Your metabolism is just different. So we mistake metabolism for the ability to process anything. And, like we were talking about earlier, like in between games, we're having nachos and hot dogs and whatnot. So having a sound nutrition for the kids is really key. And I think that's a really challenging thing to achieve because a lot of it's on the parent. know, and a lot of that may require the parent changing some of their habits and some of what they do. But just kind of like an anecdotal story, my brother was a competitive gymnast, and he was very high level, like literally Olympic bound, and then decided he wanted to not go to school for, when you go to school to like be like an athlete, it's kind of a different route, You're more like sport focused. So he wanted to pursue a career in aviation. So he's like, I don't want to get to the end of this and like, okay, now what do? I want to go to school for this. So, but it's really cool. All his friends were like in the Olympics and kids that like we grew up with and whatnot. So, Yeah, but essentially he got to a point where he couldn't make it through a practice. He was getting smaller at an age that he should have been really putting on muscle and developing. And essentially all the long practices, all the workouts, he was digesting himself, you know?
Damn.
So my parents found a nutrition coach, and actually I still work with him a lot today. He's a really good mentor of mine. And, you know, just put him on a nutrition program and how much food to eat. And so then my brother got made fun of for being the kid that like ate 15 lunches at school because he was like so tiny and like burned so many calories, but he needed it, you know, and that's crucial. You don't know what it's affecting until it's a problem.
Yeah, no doubt. So what she's trying to say is, you know, that pizza we crushed yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm a victim of one of those. Like, I'll be like, bro, I go to the gym, I work out.
All right,
I don't got to go and eat all this.
So much for my lunch.
They're like, get out of here, Tori. Like, we're done.
Yeah.
So much for my lunch
now I'm starving myself at this point. I'm like, you know what, dude? Wow. What are we going to eat? You know, like, I
was going to have a Portals pastry after this. Well, I'll just wait for Tori to leave. Yeah, we'll kill it.
The churro croissant is going to have to wait, right?
Funny. No, I think that's really, really important. And as you said, like, kids' bodies change throughout the years, you know what I mean? Like, hydrating and all that stuff. And
and a lot of poor quality food, so highly processed, super processed foods, like anything that comes out of a bag. We're talking about this a little bit. It's designed to make you want to eat more. You know, it's designed to, like, do you ever just get like a bag of Doritos, like a family bag? Like, you are the family when you get the family bag. You eat the whole damn thing. You know?
Looking at me like...
Because we're talking. This is a conversation.
She's talking with a pack of Starburst yesterday. She was like, what are you?
I ate one. I love Starburst.
I was like, don't judge me right now, please.
You know? Long day. Like, these ultra-processed foods, they give you a lot of energy, right? Yeah. So it's when you're really tired, like, that's what you want. When you're dragging ass and you're like a donut sounds good. Candy sounds good. Carbohydrates and sugar sound good.
Portals coffee. Right? No, you're right.
But just a lot of the processed foods cause a lot of inflammation in the body too. So these kids can be having, you know, aches and issues and discomforts, and, you know, maybe it's a lot of just inflammation that could be really mitigated in a different way. So.
Yeah, and these kids are like, I'm talking about our Braves kids. they get asked, or we join a tournament and you can play up to 5 games in 2 days. 5
That's
games.
Wild.
That is wild.
That's wild.
So you play 2 Saturday and then you play 3 on Sunday, and sometimes it's back to back to back.
You don't get you get like a 10-minute break in between.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
15 minutes.
Like, go get a quick snack.
Yeah.
You know
and if you think of, like, if you had I don't know, what I'm thinking of, like, is a car or a dog. Because I like to, when I talk to my clients, kind of remove the human element and, like, think of something else, you know?
Right.
So if you have, you know, this car and you're trying to do this performance racing and blah, 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 and you invest a lot of money in getting the different pieces for the car, are you going to take it to, like, Joe's Gas down the street before you go perform? And before you go to the race, and like, okay, here we go. Let's get the cheapest gas from Joe's gas station.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you know, if you had an agility dog and you're gonna train it, and you paid all this money to get it into training, and you're gonna take it to some elite competition, you're gonna be making it like a salmon bowl to eat. You're not gonna feed it like 99-cent store Purina dog chow. You know.
That's true. Man, knowledge.
That's knowledge. No, it's true though, because it's like, you go out there, your body's, like what they always say, is your body's your temple, in the sense, like, right? So you want to try to put the best things in your body. Just, you know, I guess in the Americanized way of it, it's just you're always on go, and it's so hard for people to get there and like make meals and get going, and where you can actually sit down and eat and do the stuff. But what it is it just takes, it's like a lifestyle change. And it's one of those where it's like, if you work out, right, for the kids and you get going now, because eventually later down they're going to have to keep working out, especially as athletes. Why not start now those meal preparations, right, for them, you know? But like you said, it takes the parent as well to change their habits for it and going. And sometimes some, you know, like, parents just can't do so much and can't go, and so they feel the on-go is the easiest way, which it is, especially like, you know, us, we're busy as well, and we're going. And me, I know I'm the victim of always like, no, I'm just gonna get something real quick and go. to me, he's like, I'll work it off tomorrow or whatever. And it's like,
I'm definitely the victim.
It's still not. It's not a good thing, you know. But it's one of those where once you make that change, you'll see the benefits later down the line.
Yeah.
And I think that's where no more we have these strength and conditioning days and continues to try to get these parents to guide them to understand, like, hey, if we make these changes right now for these kids that are eventually going to run into these things in college and high school, it's going to benefit them in the long run. And why not do it now? And then also it's going to benefit the parents as well.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna change as a household. And, you know, and I think that's where a lot of parents kind of always go, while they're young, that's okay, don't worry about it. And it's just like, well, eventually you're gonna have to do it. Hopefully they don't have to wait to college, because then they got to do it on their own. Yeah. And some athletes are just like, you know what, no, I'm good.
And that's hard too, because college, like, you're by yourself, you're finally free from your parents, you get your little food voucher, you're like, I'm ready to go to town. You're not starting a healthy journey, you know.
So what's up? I mean, if our parents, if they're listening, they're going to listen to it, I'm sure. You know, if they want to continue, like, to keep working out, like, some kind of, like, hardcore fitness, or, do you guys offer, like, any, like, youth clinics, or is that, like, a seasonal thing? I know we talked about it a little bit.
But, you know, I would love to chat with you and just create something based off their schedule of, you know, when they have availability, when the kids are free, and set something up that they can come in the gym, they can get using equipment, we can do a little more kind of one-on-ones on form and things like that, and get them into... That would
be cool, like a team bonding. They can go work out as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. That'd be great. We got to talk about that.
Yeah, make it a regular thing where at least once a month, let's all, like, certain teams go on certain days. Like, hey, you know what? Let's go on this Friday or Saturday morning or whatever it is that goes, and you go as a couple, like, all right, we'll take a couple teams and go, you know, and I think that's where, like, the more we push that and the more we guide these parents and kids to understand that this is very healthy. And you don't got to, shoot, out there right now, the exercises, you're not pushing many weights. Like, you don't need to go bench
and that's
certain
with
hour
kids,
squat.
Like, you got to start really elementary, you know, and there's, like, forever the knowledge was always, you know, kids can't weight train, you know, they're not going to grow, it's going to stunt their growth.
So that's not true.
Essentially, no.
Okay.
You know, so kids do have growth plates, and your growth plate can...
they lie to me?
Hey, Aiden's going to get home today. He's going to
You're going to hit the weights.
Let's go, son. Go to pole practice now.
But it's all just, like, they have to start so small. And I don't know if it was like this for you guys, but I remember my first introduction to weight training in, like, junior high. You took the weight training class of PE, and then they let you loose like a box of cats in the weight room. Yeah. And kids were smacking weights on everything and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I feel like a lot of these injuries and all these studies that they reported, it's a lot of misuse, you know? But if you start them from ground zero, like with my kids that I did in my youth program, we have PVC pipes. You know, so good 10 minutes of the class, 5 minutes our warm-up, we were doing barbell moves with our PVC pipe, you know, and making sure that they are so bulletproof on their form, that they're amazing. And then as they're doing the workouts, they're gaining better body control, you know, because injuries happen from, like we talked about, those fast slips, you know, those kind of fast little moments. So it's A, getting that body control into wraps, B, making that form amazing, and then C, okay, let's progress to something like a light bar that's 10 pounds. All right, now let's progress from there. So it's a slow progression from them, and it should be, but yeah, kids can absolutely do weight training, and there's a lot of benefits to that for sure.
Yeah, we should probably put through like a test assessment.
Yeah, no, and it's ABC have the ansers. ABC. I swear,
ABC's
everything. I'm like ABC this, ABC. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna live my life with ABC. But no, yeah, it's true though, because like me, I was victim to my back getting messed up because I tried to overlift, and especially like you get and a lot of kids, like, it's okay where you're at with your weight. You know, you eventually want to get stronger over time, but you don't got to go and try to match his weight because he's this strong or whatever. You know, a lot of that times, you know, when you're getting hurt, one, you don't have the form. Two, you're trying to macho lift compared to somebody else. And I think that's another thing where for kids, especially during, you know, like the older kids, like 13, 14-year-olds, it's okay. You don't have to lift so heavy or be like, yo, going like, if you're going to compete against each other, but do it manageable, where it's manageable for yourself. Because a lot of times kids do get hurt in these weight rooms because they're trying to macho lift or like don't have the form correctly. And I think that's why a lot of parents are scared too, because they're like, well, how are we going to get them to do this right stuff? Because then if he gets hurt, then so be it. But it's like people like you that come in and be able to go and guide them to be like, yo, like these forms are very important.
Yeah, and they should be scared of it. They shouldn't be like, oh, let me get my kid a membership to 24-hour fitness and throw them in there. Like, that's like the worst way to go about it. That's how they're going to have that long-term back injury that feels okay now. It's just a little irritating, but then they're like 40 years old and they're like, yeah, my back's still messed up from I don't know when, you know?
Right. Yeah, I'm closing in on that.
Oh, man. I know Coach Lou's hurting out there.
Oh, I know.
Lou's hurting. Sorry, Lou. Shout out to him. Woo. Yeah, no, I think that's important.
Yeah.
Really important, you know.
So what would you say will make a great athlete? Like if you're looking at somebody, let's say a certain sport or they're training, what would you say that you would look out for, like little pointers to be like, you know what, he's getting trained well, or he's a good athlete? Like what you would say you can point out?
I think a good athlete, there's a lot of things that go into an amazing athlete, right? And that kind of can cross over into an amazing teammate and all these things. But I think an amazing athlete is, first and foremost, they're coachable, you know? If you're not coachable, what are we going to do with you? You know, you're here. This is where you're going to stay. You're not going to be able to, you know, rise up. So that's something that I really see in a lot of the kids is they're very coachable. You know, you'll go up to them, hey, feet like this, boom, boom, boom. And they have the body awareness to do that. You know, they understand.
How about our kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They better be.
Yeah. They understand the mechanics of their body, where their body's positioned, and they're able to kind of take those cues. So I think being coachable is, like, rule number one of being an incredible athlete.
Do you deal with that at your gym? Like, obviously with adults, like
yeah
you do? Like, hey.
Yeah, you know, I can tell like right away if someone did not do sports growing up. I'm like, oh, did you ever like do soccer? Or, like, I'll try and like prompt a question like no, and I'm like in my head I'm like I could tell, you know. It's
like I got you, don't worry about it. Man,
but it's just like they don't understand direction and don't understand body cues and corrections. A lot of times they don't know how to work with a team. Like if we do group things, group challenges, they're like, I didn't come because I didn't feel good. It's like, that's too damn bad. Like, I don't care if you didn't feel good.
There you go.
Wow.
You know?
No, that's...
I'll just go to 24 hours. I'm just kidding.
An amazing athlete makes, in my opinion, an incredible person. And makes an incredible employee and an incredible business partner, you know? All those principles, even if it doesn't come to fruition with them, you know, playing college or going on beyond that, they're going to be top-level people, you know?
That's deep.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because we see it the same way. Even if it's like, you know, obviously, you know, two different industries of gym and baseball or what sports, athletes, you know, and we preach like you got to be coachable. You have to be coachable, you know. And I mean, it's hard. You know, a lot of these kids come from different programs, you know, just like you probably get a client from a different gym or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And it's hard to like I can't wait for next week to start like real practice with these kids because a lot of these kids, they do need help, you know, and we call it here, there's a Braves way, and the Braves way has been working. And of course, we're going to get better, but I can't wait to like teach them our way. You know what I mean? And they better be coachable.
Yeah.
Because a kid can be like, oh, I don't like this. But then it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. and like, what do you
do?
Exactly. You know? That's like one of my biggest
pet
peeves is if I'm telling someone a correction and I'm training them, it's because a correction needs to be made. You know, I don't just like say things to say things. It's like, no, this has to be done. And if you come to, oh, well, it's because my blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, like you're going to hurt yourself even more. Damn. Let me tell you why, you know? And that is just like this kind of sphere of uncoachable. And, and most people kind of, they'll understand. And I always think about when you're coaching or leading in anything, you lead with why. You know, if you lead with why you're doing it, all day long, I'll do it. You know, if I don't know why, then why am I listening to you? Yeah, but that gets a little challenging when people kind of have their own way and they think that way is the best, and you're like, this is actually hindering you so much more, you know?
Sure. Yeah. Or have you ever gotten like the things where it's like, no, I can't do it. No, I can't do it. Like with us, like a lot of times where it was like, hey, can you go play another position? Or hey, can you do this, do that? No, I only play it, I only do that. Like, and have you dealt with certain people that come train you and you like, I want to do it this way because I can't do it that way, and you're like, well, you don't even know, you haven't tried to see if you can do it that way. Like, how would you be able to get these athletes to go and try something new, especially with working out and strength and conditioning?
That's a great question, Lira.
Oh, you know.
Great. Now you're locked in.
I've been locked in.
I know you're starting me, but you're locked in right now.
Been locked in,
You started
bro.
off kind of like, you know, but right now you're in the zone. You're in the
Byron.
You
zone.
talking about
You're
me or you?
in. No, yeah, come on, man. This coffee's kicking in. You're in the zone. Bro. You're in the zone. Keep
You're
going.
finally
Keep going.
locked in
Here,
'cause it
here.
wasn't
Read that
kicking in.
text because I can't see.
Hold it. I'll hold it over here so you can see it.
But yeah, so
So someone who would
funny.
have a lot of objections to doing things. Usually I break things down just to bare minimum number one. And that's what I think I learned a lot from coaching gymnastics is you don't go into the skill. Like the day I'm teaching a move, we're not going to do that move until months down the road.
Right.
You start with the tiniest thing first. You know, if you're teaching a backflip, you're teaching a vertical jump.
Well, that's
Until
good to
you-
know because my daughter's in cheerleading down the street from here.
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's a gym down the street, and whew, I'm like,
That's a whole nother world.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm standing there like, what are we doing? Like, what is she doing? You know, and I'm obviously there's steps to that. I'm glad you said that because they offer like the tumbling and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, sign up for that too. You
Yeah.
know?
No, the skill doesn't come for a year, 6 months. Who knows?
She's
you
got
know?
this down though, like the smile and this.
The halfy.
Yeah, she got that down.
well, that's it.
That's the key.
Well, that's the finisher. You know, like you got to get the finisher.
You gotta hit him
right,
with
you know what I mean?
something good.
So she knows
She's
when
got
she
that
does it
down.
right.
She's
Boom,
got that
good.
down, but tumbling and all that. I'm glad you brought that up. Wow.
Yeah. It's literally the tiniest piece. Okay, connect that to another tiny piece. Connect that to another
Yeah.
tiny piece.
Yeah.
And that overcomes A, the ability, and B, the fear. You know? So I feel like a lot of objection comes from fear.
Yeah.
They don't know if they can be able to do that. They think they're going to embarrass themselves. They think that
Confidence.
yeah, they're not confident in it.
Yeah.
They're in this. There's people all around them, and they're like, oh my gosh, what if I mess it up? And everyone thinks, you know,
That's
we're
funny.
all our own like biggest
Yeah.
critic in
There was
here.
a couple weeks ago. My wife and I, and we took her, and then she came home, or I think I took my 12-year-old with me, and I was like, "You better tell her she did a great job." It's like, all right, like you know what I mean? Like you can't tell her. Like I mean, she's struggling. I mean, she's just starting, but I'm like, "Yeah, great job, Mama. You did amazing. Wow." You know. So yeah, make sure that build that confidence.
Yeah, I mean, like you always say, like parents, right? Like, no matter if they do good or bad, you got to keep the love the same, right? Like, just as much as you praise the bad and the negative, try to keep it evened out because at the end of the day, they're always gonna appreciate your love, whether it stays good or bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge. But yeah, like at the end of the day, it's like pushing yourself to get over your fears, to think that you never did something before. What makes you a great athlete at the end of the day? Like athletes have to push themselves to the limit. They have to push themselves to keep going, whether it's uncomfortable or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's say you're training somebody, right? Or like us, we reach a goal, right? Because it's important to reach that goal and to set it just to get yourself going. But once you get there, how can you get your athletes to be like, you know what? Let's keep pushing. Let's get you beyond that. Like, how important is it to not stay complacent, to not stay in, I achieved my goal and that's that.
That was asked,
to
right?
where
On our
to where you
comments?
can go. Yeah, that was asked in our comments.
In our comments.
Which
There's
Yeah.
comments.
great.
There's
So,
comments
yeah,
on this.
let's do it.
Oh.
Sammy turned it on. Romeo, great job.
That's an amazing question. But in the scope of what I do, I always tell my clients, like, you need an arsenal of activities that you like to do. Because you're going to wake up one day and you're like, I'm so sore, I don't want to do weight training. Cool, I'm going to go on a run. Cool, I'm going to go on a hike. Cool, I'm going to a yoga or a Pilates or what have you. But I think especially when people reach a goal, you got to set something new, and you can never be too good or like, oh, that's not me, I don't do it. It's like, Sign up for a 5K. Great. Sign up for a 10K. Cool. Sign up for a half marathon. Cool. Sign up for a Spartan race. Good. Take a class you've never taken before. You know?
No, yeah. But that's. Hold on, great athletes go do that. Don't say no.
But that's an athlete. Right. That's someone who doesn't say no and continuously wants to grow. No matter if it's something they like or not. Don't give a shit if you like it or not. Too bad. Are you going to get better at this skill?
That's what makes a great athlete. So, that is huge because nowadays a lot of kids now, like especially like certain kids are really good. Sometimes they just, you get satisfied. You don't get like, I can wait a year or two. Like, keep going. Because there's always room for improvement no matter how great you are, right?
I want the kid that's amazing but doesn't think they're good. That's, they're confident. They know they're great, but they don't have an ego. That's the kid. Because in their minds, they're thinking about, maybe not on my team, but maybe when we go on our tournament or whatnot, there's 10 kids that are better than me. Like, I feel like if a kid had that mindset, you stay hungry, you stay after it, You have to create these, like, imaginary monsters in your head almost of such as, like, this is who I'm training to beat, This is who I'm training to be better than. Even if that necessarily isn't in your team surrounding you, think bigger than that. Think outside the box. Who are you getting better than? Because you're not the best yet. I didn't see you on TV this morning,
No doubt.
No, damn, okay, yeah. You got to beat your own.
It's getting hot in here. I don't think my sweater. Where's AC at, Sam? Turn it on. Man.
But yeah, like, as us coaches too, as well. Like, we can't be satisfied. Like, we set a goal. We a lot of times that happens. Like, okay, we won this big tournament, but we're not done. We're not satisfied with that. Like, we want to go and see what else we can do, what else we can run. I think that's where it goes with everybody. Like, a lot of athletes don't get complacent. Reach your goal. Like, definitely reach your goal. But then also, what other goal can I reach? Because this shouldn't be the limit, right? And I think us coaches as well, like, let's set ourselves a goal. Like right now, right? Like when we're starting this, when we go through our team practices, show them the Braves way, right? Let's get this going. That's the goal. Once we adapt to that, how can we go and do more with it, more apply it? And I think that's where it's. But like I said, it's.
What's your goal this year?
My goal?
Yeah.
Oh, my goal is to become the best of 11U and 12U coordinator. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
Second is to make sure everybody knows the Braves way. But thirdly is to always have the kid to say, I can do it. Like, I don't ever want a kid to be like, yo, I can't do something, or I don't believe in I can't do it. No, it's my goal at the end of the day is always to be like, I did something because I couldn't. I did something I never thought I could do because Coach Lira or the Braves taught me that this is, like, we can go do it and achieve it. So that's always my goal every season.
That's the best feeling as a coach. Like, that's what we get paid in, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what gets you going and gets you up and ready to work with people is.
And those things right there is what creates wins at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you're going to win and lose, but
that was cool.
You want to win more than you,
like
than you think.
No doubt. My goal is just to win every game.
Just to win.
Yeah.
How you going to win every game?
By getting kids better. By buying in. By being coachable.
Mm-hmm. There you go. See,
you got to buy into the system. If you don't buy into the system, then this is not the place for you.
Details is very important.
You know what I mean? If someone walks into your gym,
that's how I am with it too. If you're 1 foot out the door, like, and you're telling, oh, I know I came one day, I'm like, okay, so what else do you want to tell me? You know?
Yeah.
So are you in full throw or are you out?
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't gonna be one in and one out. You know what I mean? Like.
So talk about your experience so far. I mean, I know it was only like a month, but talk about it.
Yeah. No, I had a really good time with them. I had a blast. They were awesome. Like,
they were respectful.
Yeah, that kind of really scratched my itch for working with kids. I love working with kids.
Yeah.
I think they're far easier to work with than adults because they're more coachable. You know, they come with less baggage. Adults have a lot of baggage that they come with, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of it's unpacking, you know, past experiences they've had at other places, fears that they have of injuries, X, Y, and Z. 9 times out of 10, a kid's like, okay, let's go, you know?
Yeah.
And it's cool being able to, you know, set that foundation for them that, you know, and hopefully they don't have those fears and objections down the road. Hopefully they become an adult who's like, you know, I'm really confident in my athletic skills, and I love being athletic. I want to do this for the rest of my life.
I mean, there's probably kids out there like, obviously the middle school, they call it middle school for a reason, but like, for example, with your workouts, like I don't see kids like hiding out. I don't see kids like, oh, I can't, you know what I mean? You always get those kids that try to hide out in the back or, no, they're getting after it.
Yeah.
They're getting after it, and shout out to them.
Yeah, they're hard workers. And the thing that I love is they're very respectful. There's been so many of them after workout, and they're like, give me a high five, shake my hand, say thank you. I'm like,
that's amazing. You should see when we break after our practice at 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, obviously, it happens with every team, but we have every single kid out there for the month of August. We say Braves on 3.
And then we try to line up.
We try to line up as coaches because they fist pump you.
yeah.
They fist pump you. I'm just like this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like, all right, next guy.
Next guy. Yeah.
But so going off your experience in this month, would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
There you go. See,
I had a blast. I'm sad this month's over. I'm like, I'll be in the stands. Like, hey guys, you're doing great.
I'm gonna call her in July and be like, hey, you got it? What you got?
Yeah.
What you got?
This time she's gonna have a whole list.
I really
be
said
like,
that.
all
I
right,
did
well,
say that, right?
Yeah. Like, so what you got? I'm like, I don't know. What do you do?
Damn, Sam, you should have smacked me outside there. What you got? I was probably hangry. For sure, I was hangry.
Well, the second time we talked, you literally just got food. So maybe
I was
there's
at
a
Raising
correlation.
Cane's. I think I ordered like while she was on the phone.
Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Good thing you didn't say that because she would have probably clicked on you. Like, yo, what are you doing?
Like, oh yeah, no, food later.
This ain't the place for me.
Right? Man, all right. Well, man, how much time we got, Sam? 10 minutes. This was great.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, honestly, I did too. Hopefully, an audience out there take what you say with great assault and put it to work, because at the end of the day, we want to be great athletes. Just the way you want to be great students, the way you want to be great employees, great bosses. Yeah. You always want to be great in everything, and I think it starts with like being an athlete. Like if you can be the best athlete you can, and whether it be in the sports or on the office or whatever it is, meaning try to do everything you can and don't be one trick pony, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where, and you're helping the kids do that. They're becoming good athletes out there, and I know it's only been 1 month, but that makes a huge difference, especially mentally.
We're gonna have to figure something out. They're gonna have to keep doing it.
Yeah. I think it'd be great. At least once,
we'll figure it out.
twice.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We got it.
Shout out to Hardcore Fitness out there in Northridge.
Yeah.
If
you guys haven't, go check them out.
You guys have to come check it out. Tell them to go check it out.
I'll go check it out.
I'll go check it out.
Get your ass in there and check
it
it
out. You didn't say fix it out. I'll go check it out. I'll go inspect. Like, hey, I don't like this music.
I ain't gonna lie.
I changed the song. Here, play my playlist.
I might go do a 15-minute class.
Yeah.
No, you guys would be fine, and I think you'd really like that.
I'll do the 6:45 a.m. class.
Come on, bro. Let's go.
As a matter of fact, I'll do the 7 a.m. class.
No, we gotta do 6 a.m.
Your 5 a.m. I mean, Christina's one of them, and man, I'm waking up like, oh my god. And the first thing we do is check Instagram. I'm like, oh my god.
They get after it. My 5 a.m. class, they are incredible. They're all amazing people, but they're very type A. That's who wakes up at 5 a.m. to work out. That's a type A person, you know? So they literally, they reserve their spot in class. So, like, they're going to have a spot, you know? But they line up outside of the gym at 4:45 in the morning.
That was good.
I'll be there at 5 o'clock exactly.
No, I think 6:45 is your guys' speed. I can
5:03.
see you there.
Well,
Your kind of.
I'll be there 5:03. Like, yo. Like,
where am I supposed to be at?
like, yo, which one? That one? Man.
Yeah, no. I'm a 6:30 guy. Like, I can do 6 a.m. I can do 6 a.m.
the coaches class.
5 a.m.
We should all go as coaches and just take a class.
I'm down. But
Can you imagine?
we got to make sure we get all the coaches on board. You might see 5 of us on there.
Can you imagine that? We'll be throwing up.
You guys would be fine. You really would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right,
And I think a lot of people get kind of in their head about it, and they're like, oh my gosh. No, I don't. But it's, you know, it's weight training. And it's all kind of what you feel comfortable with in that moment. And then you progress to however far you want to progress to. But
it's always like
schedule.
Is it like circuits? Or is it straight like weight training? Because I'd be like, all right, I got got bench press. I take my little time, relax. But if you tell me a circuit, golly.
No, you got to move. So we have essentially 5 stations, and each station is kind of a set amount of time, kind of like how we run practice. So it's really organized, like.
So it's ABC.
A B. I'll tape an ABC on my screen.
It's ABC.
Pretty much. So you'll go like from a set of chest press. You're gonna go right to the cable. You're gonna right to a tricep extension. You're
There's
gonna
no
go
water break.
Oh no.
After the 4th station.
I'm walking with portals, like, hey, I'm good.
No, honestly, I'll go check it out. And there's one thing I'll probably end up passing out, but at least I'll get it through.
You guys will be totally fine. I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once the wife's good to go.
Yeah. Sam, you're coming too. And so
we're gonna go and.
Yeah, we'll gotta get ready for the.
I might take my 16-year-old though. I should take my 16-year-old.
He'd be awesome.
Yeah, why not?
He'd be awesome.
That he had to be 5 a.m. though.
You know what? I have a lot of teenage boys that come with their moms.
Really?
And I think that's the funniest, not the funniest thing. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of a funny concept, you know? And this one in particular, he comes at 4:45, like after school, him and his mom come. His mom's a beast. Like, she deadlifts like 245s each side, no big deal. She's a monster. So this kid, my dad loves to mess with him. He's like, hey, are you stronger than your mom yet? And he's like, I'm getting there. Nice. But it's been amazing seeing him really progress. And now he's like the star player of his soccer team. He's like really taken off because he has this, he's strong as hell, you know? He's athletic.
That, huh? You got to feel good about that.
Yeah, no, I love that. I do love that.
Yeah.
And I have a couple kids. Yeah, a lot of them come with their parents, their mom, and it's cool. And it's cool for them to have that bond and that time together. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
Well, we're reaching on our end, but we always have a segment at the end where we call it rapid questions. So, you know, you don't have to answer in 5 seconds, but let's not, you know, we don't got to take 5 minutes. But, so we're going to go with our first question here. What's your favorite workout?
I like doing shoulders. That's like my go-to.
Shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done shoulders in so long. It's been a minute.
I haven't done shoulders, legs.
Head, knees, toes.
Well, you say you don't really.
I haven't done shoulders.
You don't really know much about baseball, so I'm assuming that's not your favorite sport. So what would be your favorite sport, you would say?
You know, I'm not, like, I enjoy sports. My favorite team is the Rams. We go to games.
Raiders. Come on, okay.
But even then, like, I'm not super, like, sport. Like, I don't sit down and watch, like, oh, I got to do this. To me, I'm like, there's so many other things I could do with my time. It's cool to keep track of, like, hey, what's going on with this team? And but I'm like, I could be out there running. I could be out there working on this. I could be out there fixing this. So I'm not a stationary.
Fantasy Football League, it is not to invite Tori out here.
Nah.
Maybe I'll be the worst one.
Alrighty, y'all. What's your favorite food?
Food? I don't know.
Pizza.
I'm not like a super specific food person, but I like to kind of make everything, you know? So I like to find like a really like complicated recipe and like, all right.
So what's your favorite food that you like to make?
My favorite thing to make right now is like sourdough bread. I love making bread right now. That's really fun.
Sourdough bread.
So.
Starving.
Alrighty. Do you do energy drink before or no energy drink before workout?
Nothing.
Gotta run off hard. Nothing.
Wow.
You gotta want to be there.
That's what I'm talking about. See? Now everybody needs pre-workout. Okay,
you get in your head and you're like, I need it. Oh, I didn't have my C4.
No. I've tried it one time, and I swear to you, I feel like my heart was about to jump out of my body, and I was like this. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, I'm never
Lira, imagine?
No, bro. Yeah, that was bad.
Whoa.
No.
You don't need that.
Cracked out at the gym.
Yeah.
Right?
What's your favorite place to work out in? Indoor or outdoor?
I'd say both. I obviously love weight training. That's an inside activity. I love running, so that's outside.
But if you had to choose one, what would it be?
Probably outdoor.
So
no, indoor. I don't know.
She said she wanted to go run.
I'm not a person of favorites. I like to be very open with my choices.
Favorite cheat meal? What is it?
Oh, that's a good one. Look at you.
Oh, dang, I got it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I do
stop
like?
it. Pizza.
No, I like Oreo cookie shakes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, especially for Jack in the Box. Yep.
Yes, they have the best one.
Yep.
I went the other day just to get one. I got 11:30 p.m.
I went the other day. I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I went with my girlfriend out there with got some Oreos.
Yeah, the
That
wife
was
and I
amazing.
shared it.
What?
If you share it, you don't feel bad.
Yeah,
I always tell my husband, I'm like, don't you want this?
No,
I'm
I
a
got
dessert person. So I'm like, don't you want to get dessert? Don't you
we
want
shared
these
it.
things? He's like,
I had
no.
to share it.
Yeah,
We can't have it.
no. You got to get your own.
There's no way.
I can't
One,
share
they're
it.
expensive. Two, it's a lot.
That's fine. It is what it is.
All right. Well, we're coming to an end here. We got you a little something here. Not a,
A little package. Care package.
it's not a ball for merchandise because we
Yeah.
ran out,
Thank
but
you.
we got you a little something for the month.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. No, thank you for everything. Our boys and I know our parents are enjoying it for sure. So thank you
Yeah.
guys so much for for listening to
Yeah.
episode 17 with Tori Hardcourt Fitness in Northridge. So if you want to stop by and get a workout in,
Yep. And then also,
hit up Tori.
don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification button, hit the like button. That's all free to do. So appreciate it. Thank you guys for all you guys' support as well. And thank you again, Tori, for working our boys out and giving them a hard time, but a good time. And thank you for coming up with all these exercises and all that. And, we'll hopefully we go check it out sometime for
Yeah, I
the
gotta
hardcore
make my
fitness.
calendar.
So we'll go and see what we can do. Hopefully you guys have a 6:30 class, because if not, it's gonna be hard to make
Yeah,
it.
5 a.m. is way too early for me. But,
But
yeah, episode 17 with Tori. Thank you guys for listening, and we out.
and that's a wrap.